The Lavender Scare took place in the United States in 1950s and 60s. It was a mass firing of the LGBT federal government employees under the fear of said employees being connected to communists.
The scapegoats of the Lavender Scare were homosexual people in government. They were blamed for being susceptible to blackmail by communists and were therefore seen as completely untrustworthy of being involved in the government, as the government was trying to currently rebuild their economy post-World War II. This led to interrogations of federal government employees in the United States. They were asked questions like, do you identify as homosexual or have you ever had a same-sex sexual relation?
Senator Joseph McCarthy was the charismatic leader. Homosexual people began being seen in almost the same light as the Red Scare victims, as the idea of queerness and homosexuality was compared to that of communists. McCarthy convinced the public that homosexual people were more susceptible to blackmail from communists and should therefore not be trusted in government and should be immediately purged. He claimed that the LGBT were mentally unstable, so they could not be trusted with government secrets. He went so far as to state homosexuality was almost worse than communism, and of course, following the Red Scare, this was no light accusation. He took advantage of the fear that was still fresh in the public following World War II to turn them against LGBT in government positions.
The United States was in an economic crisis following World War II, and the government was trying and failing to regain a stable economy. There were 12 recessions in this period post-World War II, so bringing the attention of the public from the failing government onto the homosexuals in government was successful in diverting the fear of the suffering economy and giving the people of society a movement to get behind that they felt would benefit their country, no matter how outrageous the claim. People were blinded by their still fresh fear from the war, so they easily followed the government's endeavors. Of course, the images you're seeing are of protests against this claim. However, the majority of the public was with the government on this, which is why protests were needed in the first place. Their on-point message was homosexual people could not be trusted in positions of power, meaning federal government employees, because they were seen as mentally ill and less capable.
Fear of consequences. The government would fire any employee that were either associated or suspected to be a homosexual. Therefore, they were more likely to hide their sexuality and stay in the closet to avoid this outcome.
The end.